If you want to be able to set more appointments on your first phone call, or maybe you're not even sure what to do on that first phone call, my name's Dave England, and I'm going to share 5 tips that are guaranteed to help you be more successful with getting more appointments. If your goal is to set an appointment at the end of the phone call, the worst thing you can do is allow your prospect to have control of the conversation and ask you a question something like, "What's your best price? If you're not willing to give me the best price, I'm not going to come in. What's your best interest rate? Can you give me the payment? How about what it is you're going to offer me for my trade? I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. So if you give me that information, then I'll come in." It's virtually impossible to be able to set an appointment based on that conversation. So in order to make sure that you're setting appointments, tip number 2 is to make sure that you're asking questions that eventually can lead to an appointment. If you're the one asking questions, you're the one that's leading the conversation. And when you ask a question and your prospect gives you an answer, eventually you're going to be able to come to the question, "Will you come see me today?" At which point your customer can say yes or no. But if you allow the customer to be able to control the conversation, they're going to ask you a question like, "What's your best price?" Once I get the best price, then I'll consider coming to see you, at which point you failed in your goal of being able to set an appointment. So don't set yourself up to fail. Set yourself up to succeed by being able to lead that prospect in a process that allows you to confidently and comfortably ask for an appointment. This leads to tip number 3, which is to establish who your buyer is. And if you're asking questions that lead to an appointment, but the person that you're speaking to lives out of state, or maybe they're making calls to do some investigation for someone else, and they're not actually the person that has the ability to schedule an appointment for a car, then it's good to have that information come out up front. And too many times what happens is we as salespeople will take a look at the lead that came in, see a make, model, maybe even a color or a trim level, and have confidence that because the vehicle's in stock, that we're going to call out and try to see if we can get that customer to come in, when that's not even really the buyer that we're talking to. So it's very important that if you're asking questions that lead to an appointment, you have to understand who it is that your buyer is first. Once you establish who your buyer is, tip number 4 is to make sure that you focus on selling yourself first. Your customers reaching out to you to make sure that you're someone that they feel comfortable with and that they can trust to find a solution to their problem. So that's why rather than just hop in their car and come down and see a random person, they're reaching out for more information. And it's not necessarily information about the car, it's information about who it is that they may potentially be dealing with. So sell yourself first, your dealership second, worry about the car third. The number one reason why you struggle with setting appointments, and this is tip number 5, is because you don't ask for the appointment, or maybe you ask for the appointment once, and once you get rejected, you never bother to ask again. But in studies, it's been found that in order to get a customer to say, "Yes, I will come see you," on average, you have to ask for an appointment 7 times. So I'm sure you've heard the expression about doing trial closes, but you have to understand that when it comes to an appointment, you're in essence closing your prospect on setting an appointment to come in and take that next step. So you're going to have to do trial appointment setting along the way of your phone call in order to find success. Sometimes you might call somebody and they're ready, they're just waiting on a call back to confirm that a car's in stock or the price is really accurate before they come in, but it's very rare that that happens. So during the course of a conversation, you're going to ask a customer to come see you and they're going to tell you no, at which point you have to be able to overcome that no and be able to turn it into a yes. In order to do that, you're going to have to be more persistent. So just like being able to realize that it's important to have a goal before you pick up the phone, which is to set an appointment, it's equally as important to understand that you're going to have to ask multiple times, on average at least 7 times, before that customer is going to commit to come see you. Now that you have these 5 tips to help you be successful in setting an appointment on your first phone call, watch this next video to be able to understand some of the objections that may come up along the way and how to overcome those to find your way to success.